Greetings to all. Welcome to Future of this Academy. Today we are going to see the daily UPSC current affairs of August 23. So today we are going to discuss the topics of India-Poland Formulate Action Plan, Upgrade Ties to Strategic Partnerships, so which comes under GS2 under International Relations. Next, opposition members raise an array of objections to WACF Amendment Bill, so which comes under GS2 Indian Polity. When sweltering heat turns public hospital into potential death traps, so which comes under GS2 Social Justice. Next, a look at ongoing Indian space missions, so which we have to know under Science and Technology under GS3 paper. Next, water sprout. So we have to know the term this. Next, editorial analysis, and finally the international organizations. So today we are going to see the first topic of India's Poland action plan upgrade ties to strategic partnership. So we have to know about the news first. During his visit to Poland, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk elevated bilateral ties to a strategic partnership. They agreed on a 5-year action plan focusing on trade, technology, clean energy, and space exploration, and introduced initiatives like a youth exchange program and social security agreement. Next, we will be seeing the advancement in India-Poland relations. So under the advancement in India-Poland relations, first of all, we have to know about their strategic partnership. So strategic partnership in the sense India and Poland upgraded their ties through the strategic partnership focusing on enhanced bilateral cooperation, and to the next is 5-year action plan, that is 2024 to 2028. A comprehensive plan was agreed upon to guide collaboration across diverse sectors including political dialogue, security, trade and investment. Next, the economic cooperation. So under economic cooperation, we have food processing and urbanization. In food processing, invitation to Polish companies to invest in India's mega food parks, and in urbanization, opportunities in water treatment, solid waste management, and urban infrastructure are to be explored. Next, the technology and innovation. Technology and innovation. So in this, first we'll be seeing the clean energy. So emphasis on clean coal technology, green hydrogen and renewable energy. Next, artificial intelligence, that is AI, identified as a common priority. Next is youth exchange program. Youth exchange program. So introduction of the Jamshahib of Navanagar Youth Exchange Program for 20 Polish youth annually. Next, the space exploration. Agreement to promote safe, sustainable, safe use and commercial space ecosystems, including human and robotic exploration. Next, social security agreement. Social security agreement. Agreement to enhance mobility and welfare of skilled workers. Next is international cooperation. International cooperation. So Poland acknowledged India's ambition to join the International Energy Agency. That's all from this topic. Our next topic is about opposition members raised an array of objections to WACF Amendment Bill. So first of all, we have to know about why it is in news. The WACF Amendment Bill 2024 has sparked intense debate in Parliament, with opposition parties objecting to excessive government control, non-Muslim board members and deed record requirements. Criticism also includes concern about the district collector's role and insufficient stakeholder consultation. The Joint Committee aims to address these issues before the winter session. Next, the objections raised by the opposition parties. The objections such as excessive government interference. Opposition parties criticized provisions that they believe grant exercise control to the government over Waqf properties. Next, the inclusion of non-Muslim members. There is a strong opposition to the inclusion of non-Muslim members in Waqf boards, arguing it underdetermines the primary purpose of these boards, which is to manage Waqf properties for the benefit of the Muslim committee. Next is deed records requirement. The requirement to submit deed records for Waqf properties have been objected to, with concerns raised about the burden it places on managing and recording these properties. Authority designation also important under this. So opposition parties are united in their objection to the class designation, the district collector as the primary authority in determining whether a property is Waqf or government land. They argue this could lead misclassification and misuse. Next, the consultation process. These compliments about the lack of consultation with stakeholders before drafting the bill, with the argument that the government did not fully consider the Sachas committee recommendation. Also, will be having broad basing membership. The broad basing of Waqf board membership is contested as it's seen in misinterpreting recommendations intended to more community members rather than altering the core composition of the boards. With this, we have to know about the Joint Parliamentary Committee, that is JPC committee. So first we have to know about the definition of it. A joint parliamentary committee, an ad hoc committee set up by both houses of parliament for specific issues and durations. Their formation also important. They have been established through a motion in one house agreed to by the other membership, and terms are decided by the parliament. For example, JPCs have been formed for stock market scams in 2001 and pesticide residues in 2003. So functions it investigate specific issues beyond financial scrutiny, unlike the Public Accounts Committee PAC. Next, we have to know the Joint Parliamentary Committee members. It includes MPs from both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. For example, 30 members for stock market scam, that is in JPC, with varying proportions from each house. Next, the effectiveness. Recommendations are pursued but not binding. The government may choose whether to act on them. Their comparison with PAC is JPCs can investigate broader issues. PAC focuses on financial scrutiny and audit reports. So with this, we'll be having the UPSC prelims questions which have been asked in 2012. So the question is, consider the following provisions under the directive principle of state policy as enshrined in the Constitution of India. So they gave securing for citizens of India and uniform code. Next, organizing village panchayats, promoting cottage industries in rural areas, securing for all workers reasonable leisure and cultural opportunities. Which of the above are the Gandhian principles that are reflected in the directive principles of state policy? So the answer here is 2 and 3. The second and third statement is a correct statement. So our next topic is about when sweltering heat turns public hospital into potential death traps. So we have to know first of all why it is in news today. India's crumbling healthcare infrastructure, exacerbated by the current severe heat wave, has led to overcrowded, poorly ventilated hospitals where patients suffer from heat-related illness. The lack of adequate cooling and poor management contribute to worsened health outcomes, highlighting the urgent need for systematic improvements and effective heat management protocols. So first of all, we have to know about infrastructure drawbacks in Indian healthcare. The first thing under this is overcrowding. So, public hospitals face extreme overcrowding, with the patients often waiting for hours or even days in inadequate conditions. The next is poor ventilation. Poor ventilation. Many facilities, especially in rural areas, lack proper ventilation, exacerbating issues during the heat waves. Next, inadequate cooling. The absence of air conditioning in many hospitals leads to stifling humid environments that affect patient health. And fourth is overheated walls. Overheated walls. Hospital wards, particularly in poorly ventilated areas, can become excessively hot, worsening the conditions of patients, especially those with fever or other ailments. Next is limited respite. Limited respite. So patients do not have access to cooling devices or shaded waiting areas, leading to heat-related illness. And sixth is underreporting of heat-related illness. Underreporting of heat-related illness. So heat-related deaths may be underreported due to inadequate diagnostic capabilities and lack of awareness among the healthcare professionals. Now, what are the future directions seen here? The future directions are enhanced infrastructure, heat management protocols, cooling measures, awareness and training, public health strategy, and finally the systematic changes. So these are all the future directions seen here. So with this we have the UPSC prelims question which have been asked in 2010. What are the possible limitations of India in mitigating global warming at present and in the immediate future? Appropriate alternate technologies are not sufficient available. India cannot invest huge funds in research and development. Many development countries have already set up their populating industries in India. Which of the following statements given above is correct? So the answer here is A. The first two statements are correct. So with this, we'll be seeing our next topic, a look at ongoing Indian space missions. So it comes under science and technology. First of all, we have to know about the news first. Since Chandrayaan-3 successful moon landing on August 23rd, 2023 and its declaration of National Space Day, ISRO has remained highly active with several key missions despite a quieter phase of Sriharikota. So first we'll be seeing the different satellites. First, Chandrayaan 3. So it details as successful moon landing by Vikram lander in August 23, declared as India's National Space Day. So it was August 23, 2023. So next is Aditya L1. So Aditya L1 is a solar science mission to study the sun. Reached Earth Sun L1 point on January 6, 2024. Studies solar storm in May 2024. It was launched in September 2, 2023. And L1 orbit in January 6, 2024. The next is Gangyan TVD1. Ganganyaan TV D1. So first abort mission for Ganganyaan program tested crew escape system, that is CAS crew model recovered by INS Shakti. So its date is October 21, 2023. Next is ExpoSat. ExpoSat. So X-ray polarimeter satellite to study radiation polarization, second such space observatory after NASA's IPEX. So it was launched on Jan 1, 2024. The next is INSAT 3DS. Meteorological satellite launched to support GSLV credibility for NISAR mission, enhances weathering forecasting capabilities. So it was launched in Feb 17, 2024. Next is RLV-TD. RLV-TD pushback. Reusable launch vehicle test legs 02 and legs 03 conducted. Stimulated landing conditions for future orbital return flight. Next, SSLV. It was launched in August 16, 2024. Final development flight of small satellite launch vehicle successfully placed EOS-08 and SR-0 demonstrated in orbit. Next is ISRO roadmaps. 25-year roadmap until 2047 plans for crewed lunar mission sample return missions and the Bharatiya Antariksh Station, that is BAS, by 2035, announced on December 2023. Next generation launch vehicle, next is NGLV. It was a project report submitted in February 2024. New stage launch vehicle under development to replace GSLV, powered by semi-cryogenic liquid and cryogenic engines. Project report submitted to Union Cabinet. Next is NSIL missions. Agreement with SpaceX for GSAT-20 GSAT-N2 launch. SSLV launch service agreement with Australian company. Next is private space missions. Agnikal Cosmos launched Sorted 01, first semi-cryogenic engine vehicle from Indian soil. Next is Iron Space Initiatives. Iron Space Initiatives. So released norms, guidelines and procedures for authorization of space activities, granted first satellite broadband license to Eutelsat, OneWeb and first ground station service license to Dhruva Space, 100% FDI policy. It was announced in 2024. So with this, we will be having the UPSC prelims question which have been asked in 2016. Consider the following statements. The Mangalyaan launched by ISRO is also called as Mars Orbiter mission, made India the second country to have a spacecraft orbit the Mars after the USA, made India the only country to be successful in making its spacecraft orbit the Mars in its very first attempt. Which of the statement given above is correct? Here the answer is C. The first statement and the third statement is a correct one. Next, water sport. So we have to know under prelims perspective in the terms. What is water sport? So recently a luxury yacht sank off Sicily, Italy during a violent storm, resulting in one confined death and 6 individuals missing, possibly due to the water spout. So we have to know about these water spouts. Water spouts are significant atmospheric phenomenon characterized by rotating columns of air that form over water bodies. These tornado-like structures typically develop overseas or in large lakes, presenting a spectacular display of nature's power. It is a weaker version of tornado, typically lasting 5 to 10 minutes. Average diameter is around 165 feet, that is 50 meters. Next, wind speeds can reach up to 100 km per hour. Next, the formation of water spouts. The formation of water spouts varies depending on its types. Fair weather water spouts occur when cool air flows over open water, pulling water upwards and creating the water spout. Tornadic water spouts are more likely to form during thunderstorms. Some may even start as tornadoes on land and then move over water. These water spouts typically develop in the sky and extend downward. The water spouts evolve through a distinct 5-stage process. They are dark spot, spiral pattern, spray ring, mature vortex, and decay. So these are the 5 distinct stages. Next, what are the types of water spouts seen? The types are tornadic water spouts, fair weather water spouts. Next, the snow spouts. So these are the types of these water spouts. So with this, we have the UPSC prelims question which have been asked in 2020. Consider the following statements. Jet streams occur in northern hemisphere only. Only some cyclones develop an eye. The temperature inside the key of cyclone is nearly 100 degrees Celsius, lesser than of the surroundings. Which of the statement given above us are correct? So the answer is C. Only the second statement. Only some cyclones develop an eye. That one only correct. So next, editorial analysis topic. Under editorial analysis, we'll be seeing the topic of, do we need a central law for protection of healthcare professionals? So the rise in violence against the healthcare professionals in India has sparked debate over the need for central law to protect them. Despite existing state laws, incidents persist due to the weak enforcement, high healthcare costs, and strained infrastructure, promoting calls for national legislation to ensure better security and deterrence. So, rising violence against healthcare workers, we have to know under this. So, they are increasing incidents like violence against healthcare workers has been on the rising in India for the last 2 to 3 decades, often triggered by factors such as unexpected deaths and miscommunications or high medical costs. What are the root causes for this? The root causes are high expectations, healthcare cost, and the lack of infrastructure. Need for better infrastructure and security measures. So under this we have the workforce overloaded, security protocols such as installing CCTV cameras, ensuring the presence of accountable security personnel, establishing hospital protection committees to oversee the safety of healthcare workers, and also with that communication and mental health care support also important. The existing laws and the need for the central legislation are state level laws, previous attempts, and central basis state jurisdictions also seen under this. Next, the Supreme Court's involvement and the IMA's viewpoint. Supreme Court Task Force says that established a national task force to examine the safety of healthcare workers, focusing on improving working conditions and security measures. Also, we have lack of convictions here. Now, the case for the central law is deterrent effort. Kerala example, it also been quoted that Kerala's recent amendments to its healthcare protection laws following the tragic death of medical professionals have shown the stringent laws backed by the shift police action can reduce the incidence of violence. And finally, the balancing stakeholder rights also seen. So while improving hospital infrastructure, enhancing security measures, and increasing public healthcare spending are critical, a central law could provide the legal framework needed to ensure the safety of healthcare professionals across the country. So now we'll be seeing the international organization topic. In that we'll be seeing the traffic. So the traffic, the Wildlife Trade Monitoring Network, a leading non-governmental organization working on wildlife trade in the context of both biodiversity conservation and also the sustainable development. It is a joint program of World Wildlife Fund, that is WWF, and the International Union for Conservation of Nature, that is IUCN. It aims to ensure that trade in wild plants and animals is not threat to conservation of nature. It was established in the year 1976 and has developed into the global network, research-driven and action-oriented committee to delivering innovative and practical conservation solutions. Its headquarters is located in Cambridge, United Kingdom. Illegal wildlife trade is one of the main reasons for the many species are endangered. So now generally we'll be seeing about this traffic. It was founded in 1976, headquarters located in Cambridge, United Kingdom. Its mission is to ensure that trade in wild plants and animals does not threaten the conservation of nature. Their founding partners are World Wildlife Fund and the International Union for Conservation Nature. Their focus areas are biodiversity conservation and sustainable development. And the governance is Traffic Committee, that is WWF and IUCN members, cooperation with Site Secretariat. The staff expertise is biologists, conservationists, academics, researchers, communicators, and investigators. The global network is research-driven, action-oriented global network. Their key functions are evolution of wildlife trade treaties, expertise on urgent species trade issues, that is tiger parts, elephant ivory, rhino horn, addressing large-scale commercial trade in timber and fisheries products. Traffic in India, we have to know that also. Program division of WWF India since 1991, based in New Delhi. Collaborators with the national and state governments to curb illegal wildlife trade. So with this we have the UPSC prelims question which have been asked in 2020. If a particular plant species is placed under the Schedule 6 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, what is the implication? So the answer is A license is required to cultivate the plant. So that's all from today's topic. To read this document, you can visit our website. Our website link has been provided in the description. To get more daily current affairs videos, follow our YouTube channel and our Telegram channel. Thank you.